Hello, welcome back to another cooking video. It's been a minute since I have made a cooking video for you guys, so I am excited because I'm going to be whipping up 3 easy recipes, and hopefully this inspires you to make these recipes in your kitchen. So the purpose of me making this video is because sometimes we just get so busy with, work, taking care of our household, that we run out of ideas of what to make. So I decided, let me make a video with a couple recipes and hopefully it inspires you to make them in your home. So our first recipe is going to be a beef pot roast. What I love about roast is that it takes 10 minutes of prep time, and you stick that guy in the oven or crock pot and they do the rest. So I'm about to whip up a pot roast for recipe number 1. And I don't use measurements, so season everything to your liking. Play around with all the seasonings, get creative, but that's how I've learned through the years. So again, I hope this inspires you to make this pot roast in your home. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything ready and we're gonna start cooking. Okay, let's preheat our oven to 375. And here's our chuck roast that I'm going to take a paper towel and kind of get the excess water off. Just pat it dry, so that way the seasonings can stick to it. There we go. Okay, I drizzled a little bit of olive oil on top of that roast. I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of that Montreal steak seasoning. This is how I make my roast, and I know everybody has their own version of how they make their pot roast. So I just do a very simple roast. Sprinkle with a little bit of garlic salt on one side. And now I'm going to bring it over to my Dutch oven and let it sear in the pot, and then I will season the other side. Okay, now I'm going to drizzle some olive oil in the pan or the pot. And now we're going to place the roast seasoned side down in the pot. Ooh, do you guys hear that sizzle? And now we're going to season the other side. And okay, and I get this from Costco, just the Montreal steak seasoning. And then the garlic salt. And what we're wanting to do is sear the roast. So once one side is seared, we're going to go ahead and flip it and sear the other side. Okay, let's go ahead and somehow turn that roast. Oh, it smells so good. Look at that. Can you guys smell that? It smells amazing. Okay, we're now going to take the roast out. I need some help. This is good. And you see that in there? That's heaven. All the seasonings are in there. Add a little bit more oil for the temperature. Now I add peppers, onions. I saute that for a bit. Now I'm going to saute these veggies in here. They're going to pick up all those little bits down at the bottom. Look at that. I'm going to add garlic. I'm adding carrots. I'm adding a celery stalk. Just break it in half. That's more for fragrance. And now we're going to add our roast right back in there and add the liquids. I wish you guys could smell this right now. Heaven, 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 heaven. Okay, roast is going to go right on that bed of veggies. And then we're going to add liquids. I'm going to add more water. You want the liquid to cover the roast. Like that. And I'm going to do one more thing, is add, I like the flavor it gives my pot roast, a little package of onion soup, dried onion soup. It's just seasoning in there. And I sprinkle that in there. Onion soup mix. And I just kind of let it all marry together. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of oregano. And a little bit of salt. I don't go overboard with the seasonings because there's so much flavor in all the veggies, the garlic, the onion soup mix, and I also put steak seasoning on that roast, and I let it seared with some garlic salt. So once the roast is almost done or halfway done, I'll taste the broth a little bit, and that's when I'll determine if I need to add more seasoning to my roast. But this is it, guys. This took, I think, less than 10 minutes. I'm about to stick it in the oven and let it just hang out there for about 3 to 4 hours. You will not regret this. I didn't add potatoes in my roast because I'm gonna make homemade mashed potatoes to pair with our roast. So that's why I only added carrots. But yeah, this is it, guys. 10 minutes of prep, and now I'm gonna stick it in the oven, and then I will show you what this guy looks like 4 hours later. I have literally, I put the roast in the oven around 2, and it's about 5, and I haven't checked on it since. So it's time to check our roast and see where the broth and all that, if it needs a little bit more liquid, a bit more water. This is the time to go ahead and check your roast, add anything that you need to it. So I want to see what it looks like because the home smells amazing. So let's go ahead and check on it and take a little peek. Look at this. That is complete heaven. How delicious this is. Oops, the juice is kind of running on the floor, but oh my god, I wish you guys can smell this. So good. Again, this is so easy. Do or make a roast because the crock pot and the oven do the work for you. All you have to do is the prepping, and I put this roast today in the oven around 2, and I didn't even touch it. I let the oven do the work, and about 5 o'clock I went to check on it. It didn't need any more liquid. I didn't need to make any more broth. I tasted the roast and the juices of it, and oh my God, it was so flavorful. Didn't need to season it anymore. So simple. And what I love about roast, you have some for leftovers. So I like to pack this stuff for my husband's lunch so he can have a full belly at work. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging around with me and making this roast. But this is recipe number 1, and I will be making another one for you guys tomorrow, and I cannot wait to tell you what I will be making. So I am going to eat these mashed potatoes, and they're homemade as well, of course, and my pot roast, and just enjoy dinner time with the family. God, I love this stuff. It's so good. All right, let me go finish eating this delicious meal with my family. All right, today is another day, which means a brand new recipe. Today, I'm gonna be making a delicious, creamy, and hearty potato soup. I love this soup all year round, but around this time of the year, it is so good. I don't know if it's because it's fall and it's just such a cozy meal, but it is so simple to make. So I'm going to explain and go over all the ingredients you need. And if you don't have all these ingredients, that's fine. Use what you have. But the only thing that I wasn't able to get, which I typically like to add to my soup, is green onions. So once the soup is done and I serve it, that's one of the toppings I like to sprinkle on top of the soup. But it's okay. If you have green onions, definitely add a sprinkle of green onions if that's what you like, or buy them at the store. But let's go over everything that you need to make today's soup. Okay, for today's potato soup, what you will need, the obvious, all these potatoes, and this is a good way to get rid of a lot of potatoes if you have them in the fridge. So I have quite a few here just because I want to make a lot of soup, so we have leftovers. You'll need bacon, and with the bacon, add as much as you like. You can't go wrong with bacon. Bacon is just so good, and you can never have enough. Then we'll need some garlic salt. This is a chicken bouillon cube. You'll need Cajun seasoning, a little cayenne pepper, whatever you have on hand, black pepper, and garlic salt. And you'll need a little bit of milk to give it that creamy consistency, but I did not take it out just because I won't be needing it right now, so it's in the fridge. So I will let you know how much I will be using in today's recipe. So let's go ahead and start peeling these potatoes and cubing them up so we can go ahead and get our soup going. Here are all the potatoes. They're all cubed up, and this is about the size that I cut them. Some of them are a little bit bigger and some are smaller, but for the most part, these are the cube sizes. See, like this is a bigger one that I cut. But this is what your potatoes, because the smaller they are, the quicker the soup will cook, and they won't be like raw. The bigger that the potato chunks are, it's going to take longer for the potatoes to cook through. So just try to cut them as evenly as possible, because you want them all to be tender, but obviously you're going to have some bigger pieces or smaller pieces. But for the most part, this is what your potatoes should look like. So now, time to chop up the bacon. Okay guys, I didn't put this on the ingredients because I wasn't feeling it, but now I'm feeling it. I'm gonna chop up about a quarter of this onion and add it to our potato soup. There's times that I add onion, sometimes that I don't, but I will recommend chop them up nice and small and thin and finely chopped, because when I eat my potato soup, I don't like big chunks of onion in there. So if you like them, go for it, but I'm gonna chop up just a little bit of onion. That way, gives it some more flavor. So I'm gonna get to chopping. Okay, we're gonna add just a little bit of olive oil, not much, because we're about to add our bacon in there, and the bacon's gonna release its all that fat in there, which is, we're gonna leave that bacon fat in there because that's what gives our soup a lot of flavor. And in our bacon goes. And then just mix it a little bit, and we're gonna wait for this to start frying up. I love bacon. Bacon and bacon grease. Bacon grease is like golden. It gives food so much flavor. Ooh, look at that. That is heaven. This bacon smells so good. Okay, bacon's done. Now take out just a little bit of bacon. We want to leave this to top our soup. So now I'm going to add in the little bit of onion that I cut. So that should be good. Now we're gonna add in the onion. We're gonna fry this up just a few seconds. As soon as you see them starting to turn translucent, go ahead and add in your potatoes. Remember, leave that bacon grease in there. Because the potatoes are gonna saute real quickly in that bacon grease and onions, and then all the seasonings I'm about to add. For those of you that are scared of bacon grease, do not be scared. That is the most ultimate golden flavoring to your food when you're cooking with bacon. All right. Now we're gonna add in our water, or if you want to do chicken stock, whatever liquid of choice you want to add in, you're more than welcome to. The water, you want to make sure that it's right above, barely above the potato. The reason is because I like my potato soup a little bit on the thick side. If you like it a little bit more runnier, add more water. But I am going to stick with this amount of water, and if I feel I need to add more, I can add as the potatoes are cooking. So now I'm going to add in all my seasonings. We are going to add in 1 bouillon cube. Same thing, like I said, if you add chicken stock, then really no need to do this. And then I just crumble it in there. And then I add a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Again, I eyeball all my ingredients. Garlic powder. Black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper. And your garlic salt. And then I'll let them cook in this. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more water. And then when the potatoes are nice and tender, I'll add in the milk. You can add milk, you can add heavy cream. whatever you like, you can add in here. I typically add whatever I had on hand. If I have milk, I add milk. If I have cream, I'll add cream. So now we're gonna let it cook and simmer, and then we'll check on the potatoes in about 15 minutes. Okay guys, my potatoes are finally nice and tender. So now the next step is to add some milk or cream. I'm gonna go ahead and add some milk. And gonna mix it. And you can add as much milk as you want, cream as you want. So now that my milk is in here, I do not have a potato masher. So this wooden spoon is gonna do the trick. I'm just going to mash these potatoes until I don't like pureed potato soup. I still like a bite to my soup, so I like little chunks of potatoes still in my soup. So I'm gonna mash it the best that I can, and yeah, until I get it to the consistency that I like. So let me start mashing away. Okay, here is the consistency that I like my soup. You see how there's still potato chunks in the soup? I like it like this. Some people like their soup a little bit more runnier, but this is the consistency that I like. That it's a little thick, but it's not too thick and it's not too runny. So potato soup is done. And now what I like to do is, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I do like to add cheese. So have some shredded cheese. I add some in the soup, and then I also top it as a topping as well. I just like it a little cheesy. Let me add a little more. So I add some of that. Let me taste my soup just to make sure I don't need to add any more seasonings. Okay, now it's time to sample the soup to make sure that it's good on seasonings, and if I need to add anything, this is the time to add. So let's see. Oh my God, it's so good. That is the bomb. I'm gonna show you how I plate the soup now. Okay guys, here is this delicious potato soup. And now I like to just sprinkle a little bit of more black pepper. And a little bit of cheese. And then top it with some bacon bits. And there you have it. Potato soup. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. I hope this inspires you to make some potato soup. It's easy, it's quick. You can make this in about 30 minutes, and I tell you, it's a crowd pleaser. So I'm gonna enjoy this delicious bowl. And again, if I'm using an ingredient that you don't like, omit it, add what you like. Everything can be modified to your liking. So I'm gonna enjoy this delicious bowl of potato soup. I hope you guys can smell that, but yeah, so make this and let me know if you like it. But I am so hungry, so I'm gonna dig in. Delicious. Hello guys, welcome back. It's a new day and it's our final recipe. Today, we're gonna be making a little bit more healthier meal since the past 2 days. We've been having hearty meals. So today, we're going to make a pan-seared cod fillet, and we're gonna pan-sear it and finish it off in the oven. But I'm gonna make a panko crumble topping, and we're gonna roast some fall veggies, some butternut squash, and Brussels sprouts. This is a very simple meal, and I'm gonna go ahead and go over all the ingredients that you'll need. And if you don't have everything that I have, what do I always say? Use what you have. Don't complicate your life thinking you need to get all these ingredients. No, use what you have, because I always modify to what I have in my house, in my home, or in my kitchen. So let's get going and go over all the items that you will possibly need. Okay, these ingredients do not get more simple than what I have here. We are literally making just fish and roasted veggies, and you don't need a lot of seasonings and a lot of ingredients to make a delicious meal. So here I have 3 cod fillets, and I get these from Costco. I have half a butternut squash that I'm going to clean out and cube. I have already pre-cut Brussels sprouts, lemon for my fish, this is a must, garlic salt, coarse ground black pepper, Cajun seasoning, my panko breadcrumbs, and olive oil. And that's it. That's all you need for this meal. And I promise you, it's going to be delicious. I've made this for a couple of my friends, and they absolutely love this fish. So I hope you make this one day, because you will not regret it. So we're going to go ahead and clean this sucker out, all the seeds and everything, and peel the skin off, and oil it, season it, and stick it in the oven to start roasting, and then we'll get working on our fish. Okay, I had to get my husband to peel the squash because that skin is tough to peel, so he needed to get a little bit more muscle in the kitchen. So now I'm going to go ahead and cube the squash and get the Brussels sprouts on the baking sheet and season all the veggies and stick it in the oven. Alright guys, veggies are in the oven and they smell so good. Let me show you what they look like, because they just look so divine. And all this is vegetables and a little bit of, I didn't season the butternut squash because it really doesn't need any seasonings, but the Brussels sprouts, delish. Okay, I'm gonna make my panko crumb topping for the fish, and then we're gonna season the fish and start searing it on the skillet. So let me show you how I make this panko crumb topping. It is so simple. All it is the panko crumbs, olive oil, and a little bit of seasonings, the ones that I'm going to use to season the fish, and that's it. It's very, very simple. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Okay, we're going to place the seasoned side of the fillets down. And now we'll season the other side. Okay, after it being on the skillet for about 5-7 minutes, they're not cooked all the way through, but we're gonna put them on a baking sheet. Okay guys, this is where I squeeze lots of lemon juice over the fish. This is a game changer. It's the lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. Oops, and I have a seed here. Okay, once the lemon juice is all squeezed on top of the fish, now we're going to add our crumb topping. And that's it. We're going to pop these guys in the oven now. All right, I just pulled all the roasted veggies out the oven and look how awesome that looks. And then here is the fish. I wish you guys could smell this, because when you're doing these cooking videos, oh my God, everything smells so good. They need a smell app. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and plate this and then dig in. All right, guys, here's the finished product. Look how pretty and colorful that looks. This is so delicious. I cannot wait to dig in. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini series of the 3 recipes that I have created in my kitchen, and I hope it inspires you to make them in your kitchen. And the purpose for this is sometimes we struggle with ideas of what we're going to make for dinner. So I hope that you make these recipes, and if you do, leave me a comment and let me know if you like them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for the past 3 days, and I cannot wait to see you again on my next video. So again, thank you so much for your support. Leave me a comment, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Goodbye, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in because I am starving.